Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm sorry to interrupt your lunch. Good afternoon. Oh, that was quick. Thank you for settling down. You're listening to me. That's good. I'm Katie O'Reilly. I'm Managing Director of Business and Program Development for the Milken Institute. And on behalf of everyone at the Institute and our European-based partners, I want to thank you all for being here for what is our 4th annual summit in London. You're going to hear a little bit more about the work of the Institute in a video we're going to play shortly. But I wanted to take just a minute to talk to you about why we're here today. Because the events that we hold year-round, including today's summit, are actually a key piece of how we fulfill our mission. They not only provide a platform for our ideas, but they facilitate knowledge exchange among our key stakeholders and partners. They're also an important part of our mandate as an applied research institution. So we aren't authoring studies that are meant to sit on a shelf. We're choosing projects in large part because of their relevance in today's market. And staying connected to our marketplace and ensuring the application of our work is what these events enable us to do. So whether we're working on the development of capital markets in the emerging world, or the impact of philanthropy on the medical research system, or the sustainability of modern cities, we're always focused on today's most pressing issues and convening those who are best positioned to drive market-based solutions forward. So this summit is part of a very busy autumn at the Milken Institute. A few weeks ago, we held our first ever Asia Summit in Singapore, where our Asia Center is actually headquartered. And in a few weeks, our Faster Cures group will be hosting its annual Partnering for Cures meeting in New York. And at the beginning of 2015, we'll plunge into final preparations for our flagship event, which is the annual Global Conference, April 26th through the 29th in Los Angeles. So at the Milken Institute, getting our ideas to the world and expanding opportunities for people everywhere to engage with us and connect with each other is what drives us through the year. And throughout the year, the support of our strategic partners makes our work possible. So please join me in thanking them. You'll see the names right there. Thank you. Please also thank our London Summit sponsors who made this day with all of its robust conversation and this lovely meal possible. So there's no actual panel during our lunch today. The focus was really on allowing you to connect with others here at the table and at the summit throughout the day. But we do have a short video prepared for a quick overview on what we do. So if you could roll the tape, thank you.
The Milken Institute is guided by a formula that our founder developed while he was still in college. It's that prosperity. It's the intersection of human capital, social capital, and financial capital. That's our DNA.
The mission of the Milken Institute is to improve lives by advancing innovative economic and policy solutions that create jobs, widen access to capital, and enhance health.
We're independent and nonpartisan.
We have the ability to go across the aisle and around the world.
Over the past year, we've hosted events in Asia, Africa, North America, and Europe, convening thousands of leaders and framing solutions to economic challenges.
By fostering this type of collaboration, we're able to transform great ideas into action.
What's the problem in Europe is that we don't believe in the future. We really don't.
The rubber hits the road, in my view, not with Europe, not with Western Europe, but with the United States.
Africa has got huge challenges, but it's also got immense potential.
Our global conference is our premier flagship international event. In addition to pointing out the problems, we ask for panelists to try and provide solutions.
If we live in an interdependent world, we ought to be struggling for shared prosperity and shared responsibility. To do it, we will have to find common solutions.
Instead of banking institution telling people that they are not creditworthy, whether the people should tell whether the banks are people-worthy.
I would like to die on Mars, but just not on impact.
Never miss the Milken Global Conference. Never do.
You can turn to your left and there's a former British Prime Minister. You turn to your right and there's one of the Fortune 500 CEOs.
I can't think of another place where you can find Nobel Prize winning scientists and CEOs of leading industrial companies and financiers and great artists.
To have an opportunity to be affiliated with an institution which has so many avenues where they're making so many significant contributions is just not available anywhere else.
Our Washington, D.C.-based Center for Financial Markets steers the policy debate away from ideology and towards practical solutions. And we do this through financial markets education, congressional testimony, briefings for Hill staff, policy roundtables that we convene.
One of our differentiating features is our ability to convene and report on something we call financial innovations labs. And we find that these convenings, where active participants are able to question one another and push back on ideas, creates the solutions that are most meaningful.
We've been involved over the years in research on the economic burden of disease, on the benefits of prevention and wellness, and on the great opportunities in medical research. We look forward to expanding that work in our Center for Public Health.
Faster Cures works on research process and public policy solutions to the challenges in medical research.
We do this throughout the year through events like Partnering for Cures, our TRAIN network, and our public policy work in Washington, D.C.
The Milken Institute bridges the gap between implementation and research.
The research that the Institute publishes does not just sit on a shelf. It's used by policymakers, by academics, and by people in the real world to impact people's lives.
Most importantly, the research is objective. It represents the best of what humanity represents. Ideas intended to improve the lives of every person on this planet, ideas intended to be put to use by policymakers in every country in this world.
I've been here at the Milken Institute for 15 years, and one of the things I'm most proud of is to see what this organization has done in terms of growing its footprint across the globe.
Asia is the growth story of today. The Milken Institute Asia Center, based in Singapore, is building new relationships across sectors and around the region.
We provide research and thought leadership to governments, industry, and investors as the region's markets and investment opportunities rapidly expand.
We've established our relationships and a lot of networks around the world, and now it's really looking at how do we continue to become a more and more global organization.
We've accomplished so much together, but there's so much more to do.
Okay, thanks so much for your attention, and hope to see all of you at Global Conference, again, April 26th to the 29th in LA, and enjoy your lunch.